Order in the damn court. You're not late. We just started, Shells. You're here. It's time for We Got a Case. There she is.
Oh, yes. I don't know if she's the witness, the judge, or one of the tables, but I'm glad she's here.
It was funny. She just before we went live, she walked up there. She has this giant thing of what I would assume is coffee. Maybe they put water in fancy vessels. I don't know. But she just looks up the camera and she just smiles.
This is a very interesting courtroom. I like the way we've labeled everything. I like that.
I'm guessing that we're in the middle of a big ass case, considering all the paperwork.
I was going to say either it's very messy there all the time, or they're like selling comic books.
One of the two. Yeah. Anyways, we're not starting here. Or it could be vodka, I guess. Yeah, that's possible. That's just a smile that she gave.
She does seem happy.
Hello, Chris. Jumping around to different live Zoom court. In case you're new here and don't know what we do, that's what we do. We're going to start off over in Cook County.
Whoa. Stop the clock.
Stop the clock, Creed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The monetary monorail has been in service all the weekend, and it was broke down. So it need to cover those costs.
Service on the monorail is astronomical. You guys just don't know.
Yeah, you have no idea. Christy, afternoon or morning, where you're at. All right, so Cook County, any idea what's happening over there? We don't
it seems like I've perused a little bit of it. I backed it up some in just in case it ends on us and whatnot. But it seems like we're seeing people from the jailhouse for a litany of different cases. I think we're about to bring somebody in here in just a second. We got a witness named Michelle that I think is on her way as well. So, Michelle, everybody. Maybe that's Michelle. I don't know. She looks like a Michelle.
He's got an odd-shaped head, doesn't he?
Very
pointy.
Kind of pointy. Yeah. I think you're onto something there.
Very quiet over there. Carol, thank you for the $2. That is a great way to start the week. And $2 Monday is fine with me.
And it gets Carol on the train. Oh, excuse me, monorail.
Yeah, don't say train. It's copyrighted.
If we can get 50 people to show up to We Got a Case over there, we're going to give away $50. That's right, folks. $50. We'll buy you.
That's coming out of your ass.
We're going to buy viewers. Why does the judge look so disgruntled?
It's Monday morning. Wouldn't you be that disgruntled too if you had to come into work and hear this shit all day?
And the court reporter's by herself with a mask on?
Yeah, she just likes it, and it doesn't even appear to be like a paper one. It almost feels like it's that's been cut out of panties. That Sharon's got a new child.
Oh, congratulations! No name yet. Can I recommend Mikey? Just throwing it out there.
I think that we should name it.
And we're gonna name the baby Chase.
Is he one of them that gets up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, the minute that the local gas station opens up, that only has one table, that's always occupied by 2 to 3, maybe 4 men that are just sitting there shooting the bullshit, that just bought a cup of coffee for 50 cents and does nothing but drink about $8 worth for free? One of those kind of things.
I don't know, but his stash is astronomically great. I'm going to bump us ahead because they said they were bringing in some people, and apparently they weren't.
They were lying.
Those lying. They're in Cook County. No hurry over there.
No, absolutely not. 15 months. That is OG status if I've ever heard of it.
That's an OG. It's an OG.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah,
we're ready.
We've been waiting for you.
Yeah, we're
calling Maurice Beard. All right, Mr. Beard, you have a new case. It's a misdemeanor case. It's obstructing a peace officer that occurred on 10/7/22.
Like that, Dave.
You obstructed the performance of Cook County Sheriff investigators when authorized in their official capacity.
Okay.
off to a start like I would expect on a Monday, I guess.
All right,
Monday,
you're charged
everybody.
with resisting a peace officer, which is a class A misdemeanor. Oh, it's going to be bond instead of 10,000. I'm going to give you a 9
Good
bond. on that.
God.
The order of court 11/1/22 at 9 a.m. in room 206. You
For
also have a
obstructing-
violation that's being filed on your case at 26, which is identity theft, which is case number 21 CR 1106401.
Glad you found your way,
In that
Pat.
case, a legal file petition for violation of bail bond is granted. Bond is set at no bail. Order of court October 18, 22 at 9 a.m. 26th in California, room 102. I'll give you a night bond on one case, but tomorrow you have to go before Judge, let's see, what's his name?
Patron, sir.
Judge Patron.
Yes, sir.
Patron.
All right, you all
He must
set.
be a really,
Alright, thank you,
really big
All right.
name in the hood.
Okay, let's call it.
They
Let's
like
see.
him. Mucho
Hold on a minute.
respect.
I got an iPhone logging in. I believe that may be Mr.
Do it. I want to see this little puppy.
All
Yeah,
right.
Jay, there used to be in that little town that I grew up
Mr.
in, they
Guerrero,
come
are
to
you
Burger
on?
King from the VA, and they would sit all
All right,
all day.
unmute
They would just
yourself.
have small drinks and real quick. I just want to
Hi,
show
how
you
are you, sir?
the courtroom that I'm at. I'll come right back. I just wanted to show you. Is that Gojo or is that hand sanitizer?
You're in Florida, and that lady is a real B word over there.
Do you see the giant orange thing? No.
Yeah, that's detergent. We'll do some clothes later.
Judge, the victim is present on the Zoom. We are asking leave to amend the order of protection that was previously entered and agreed upon at the bond hearing on October 11th of
Terminator?
2022. Judge, we are asking that exclusive care or exclusive possession and control of the residence be returned to the victim.
This
Ms.
one's
Suarez.
signed.
The residence is owned by Ms. Suarez's parents. So we are asking that the defendant vacate the residence and that be returned to the victim.
Mikey, where is Cook County?
Mr. Stackler?
There's a lot of
That's
Cook
based
counties.
on
I mean, I don't want to be like I'm
The
smart.
fact that
That would be I have
I don't
no
think we
idea.
really have an
It's either
additional
California
objection,
or Illinois.
or we don't have any objection except we asked to we'd still ask to rebut the allegations in the order of protection or the petition, but no objection to the exclusive ownership. Mr. Guerrero does need personal property and
Thank you, pass.
I
Girl needs
assume that he's
somebody
got his work vehicle today,
Like,
but he has additional personal property at the address.
All right, so the defense,
Yeah.
okay, so the motion to amend the order of protection for the order to reflect exclusive possession and control of property.
did I read Carol or did I read loud
granted.
when I said that, by the way, because it's Monday and I could have.
Right, defendant may retrieve
Congrats, loud.
any and all property required by him
I don't know.
They look so similar.
Nah.
with a police escort. So he can go there and get whatever he needs, but he's got to bring a police officer with him. All right, what date?
Does it look
Judge, if we
like
could
the,
please have motion state 10.
the attorney is wearing a house coat?
Okay, I
Leaned
believe,
over.
Mr. Guerrero, do you still want to get a private attorney?
Yes, I would like for a continuance.
All right,
Joseph
mo-
is drinking
motion
out of an
defended,
empty,
11 I'll give you till
gigantic coffee mug,
11:16.
by the way.
I appreciate it, sir.
All right,
Judge,
Hey,
we're looking for a phone number for Mr. Guerrero for pretrial.
okay, Mr. Guerrero, you need to give trial your phone number.
Or I can give him our phone number, whatever's easier.
Yeah, it was
Judge,
good. but
additionally, while Mr. Guerrero
Not
is still on
a,
the call,
award-winning day
Aye.
by any means.
So am I understanding we're gonna have this lady on here, but we're not gonna talk to her? She's just gonna listen to everything going
the
on?
Victim
we haven't talked to
witness
her
in
yet.
Shanbarrer.
Yeah. We
I
just
guess she was there.
yeah, is she hiding?
I was informed that somebody may have contacted him about sending money, and that is why he had left the Zoom call.
Oh, okay.
well,
Carefully
that means
explain to
that's a
Mr.
scam.
Guerrero.
So, Mr.
That-
Guerrero, that was probably a scammer. He's
Got it.
going to take your money and walk away. I don't know if you were present when I first started. I made an announcement. You are not to speak to anybody while you're on Zoom.
I'm Michelle.
Okay.
Go speak to someone in person. Do not hire anybody on Zoom because most likely he's going to take your money and walk away. You understand?
All right. Yes, sir.
So that's the warning that I can give you. That's all I can do for that.
I've never seen a
All right, so
judge
I'll see
give
you on November 16th
scam
for a private
warnings.
attorney and for preliminary hearing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sounds good. And what time?
9 o'clock. Same
9
time.
o'clock.
See you then.
All right.
Mr. Guerrero, though, I do need to get your phone number or give you a number.
My phone number is
TK.
Get ready.
I can just give you the number that you need to
My
call.
number is
Why don't you, why don't you take the number that you need to call, and then you could call them and give them your number.
okay. And as for the
Free
place,
trial officer.
okay. And as for me residing here at the
You
my
can't live
wife's
there no more. You
parents-
gotta move out.
okay.
You gotta
Get
move
your stuff
out.
and go.
But you can only go there and get your stuff with a police escort. You gotta go to the police station and tell them
Get out.
that you have to go get personal property out of that house.
we almost
Because,
made it through
that
without
The
somebody
judge said, and you need a police
not
escort.
understanding how that all works.
Okay.
Mr. Stackler,
Afternoon, Nancy.
Yes, Judge.
Hi, Nancy.
why don't you draw up an order to that effect?
All right.
All right.
Drop it like it's hot.
Mr.
guys.
Guerrero, contact me, send me an email, and I'll call you to set up a time that works for.
Oh, because I mean, today was my last
All
day
right.
here, anyways.
Well, how convenient.
All right.
Yeah,
Good.
it's-
Most people
it's-
move out.
it's-
Judge,
Nice.
can I just
17.
inquire, Mr. Guerrero, are you currently at the property?
They're right now.
I am, just for the fact because the cops looked at the orders and there was no order for me not to be here.
Oh,
Okay.
he's there right
Well,
now.
It's gonna be an order now. It's gonna be entered.
Right. Judge, is there any way that we could maybe give him an hour to obtain his
Okay, well,
items and then-
he has till the end of the day.
Okay.
That's nice.
And they
and then
won't
he
show
won't
up.
need a police escort. He'll
No.
just get his stuff and be out,
If
say
he,
5 o'clock.
if he filed by 5 o'clock, he will need a police escort.
I'll be out by 5 o'clock. I'll be out by
Anything-
5 o'clock.
Okay,
You
Yeah.
anything else?
understand that, ma'am? Do not try to go back to the property until 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, you can take control of the
Michelle.
property again.
And if he's there and he hasn't left, you can call the police.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing
and
this
Mr.
guy's
Guerrero,
violent.
It's 5 o'clock, but maybe make it more like 4 so you don't have any overlap.
No, trust me. I'll be out of here way
All
before
right,
that.
all right, sounds
Sure you
good.
will.
Thank you.
Okay, that's,
Hey, Mr. Guerrero, phone number.
As soon as I'm done punching
No,
holes
no,
in the
wait.
wall, I'll be out of here.
464.
As soon as I steal every single
203.
thing I can of hers.
Yeah. She's
1955.
gonna come home and there's gonna be nothing in the house.
No, not even a TV.
You're welcome.
Spike Donuts, what's going on?
Senatito, are we ready on the rest of the bond hearings?
I'm ready on everything, Judge.
All right, call the next bond hearing.
Oh, we got some bond hearings coming up, Creed.
Out with that.
Another one.
Hey, I couldn't believe, like, at first I thought the judge was going to get mad that he was there, but yeah, it's fine.
Hillard Bert is first.
Oh, I thought you meant this judge was a hottie.
And Your Honor, I apologize. What was the defendant that was just called?
Hillard Bert.
He'll take a crap on the rug and then run the Roomba.
He's going to drop a upper decker. So when she comes home,
Takes that
surprise.
first
I know, man. I watched that game last night. It was a good one. Good to see you, Ulysses. That was a hell of a good game. So was the Packers and the Jets.
We were
Great
sitting
game.
at Chili's the other day, and they
that a
just so
misdemeanor
happened to
case,
have
Your
on Coastal Carolina
Oh.
game, who was undefeated, and they were up
uh,
against a
over
not so
possession
great
of
team
controlled
for their
substance.
homecoming
Mm.
at
Yeah.
Coastal, undefeated, and got their asses handed
You
to
said
them.
Hillard Bert, right, Your Honor?
I felt bad. you know,
Hillard is the last name. Hilliard is the first name.
homecoming.
Case number 22-600.
You always playing your homecoming around like a
347-501.
crappy team you
I have it,
play.
Your Honor. I
Right?
apologize.
Yes, absolutely.
There was one school that we had our homecoming every year against. Same team. Like, oh, they're playing Dixon. That must be homecoming.
Does Bridget O'Brien, I believe it's I say, does she scare you at all like she does me?
Look, I was sitting here wondering. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't know if it was because she had her hair pulled back like really tight that them eyebrows are up like that, or if she's had some work done.
I don't think any work done, but I think it has to do with the
wide eyes and the eyebrows. And
it's very reminiscent. Anybody who's ever watched Seinfeld in the puffy shirt, it's almost along the lines of a puffy shirt that she's got on.
Is the judge about to shoot a 70s porn? I mean, we got the paneling. He's got that pose.
Here we have Markham logo.
In his own basement.
Yeah, with the sweet ass wood paneling.
Teresa Russo has the not just the good highlighters, but the ones that smell. You know, you remember those?
Yeah, those are nice.
They really were.
He's got that wood paneling that my stepdad used to use to light matches on. You in the black part,
you could
too.
yeah.
Strike a match, and
Yeah, you could.
I was like, "Stepdad, isn't that dangerous?" He's like, "Shut up, boy."
You see how scared that guy was just to come and grab a few files in her office?
Oh yeah, he's like sneaking in.
You guys are right out. All right, there you go, Shells. Anne of Green Gables. She's got to look. She's got to look.
Why are we working so slowly? For God's sakes.
Well, they wanted to make sure to fulfill the entire day, and they only had 6 on the docket, so you kind of got to, pretend to
We've called Mr. Hillard. Can we bring Mr. Hillard down?
Suppression unit had previously received numerous complaints of drug activity at the apartment buildings located at or near 5450 through 484 West 16th Street. They've also made numerous narcotic arrests at that location, specifically at the apartment building located at 464 West 16th Street. They've also deemed that very location as a continuing criminal enterprise. On or about October 16th, 2022, that same suppression unit planned to conduct covert surveillance on the apartment located at 464 West 100.
Did they do an open-air sniff test?
Officers or investigators observed a suspect who was ultimately identified as the defendant standing before your honor, Hillard Bert, park his vehicle in front of the apartment building located at 464 West 16th Street. They then observed the defendant enter and exit that same location in less than 1 minute, which is consistent with the narcotic activity observed at that location. They then observed the defendant leave the area. They were able to follow the defendant's vehicle where they conducted a traffic stop and made contact with the defendant. And at that time, officers deployed a canine partner for an open air sniff. At that time, that canine alerted to the vehicle. A search was conducted where officers or detectives recovered and observed 1 plastic bag that contained 4 smaller plastic bags of a gray substance, suspect heroin or fentanyl, and 1 mini Ziploc bag containing suspect cocaine from the defendant was placed into custody. The
yes, it
suspect
is.
Cocaine did field test positive for cocaine and approximately 0.2 grams. The heroin did test positive, field test positive for approximately 2.5 grams. All events occurred in Cook County, Illinois.
All right, Christina, satisfied.
Cook County's in Illinois, by the way.
What's his background?
Yes, Your Honor. By way of background, this defendant does have 1 domestic battery arrest from 1995.
JG already have this
have,
loaded up, by the way, for that
felony
other woman
convictions
from
that may fall outside the profferable range. He does have out-of-state felony convictions, 1 from Minnesota in 2009, possession of a controlled substance, narcotics. He received 1 year and 1 day in the Department of Corrections. Also from Minnesota in 2008 was another possession of controlled substances, narcotics, cocaine, in which he received 2 years in the Department of Corrections. Then also from Minnesota from 2012, the defendant was convicted of possessions of 3 grams or more of cocaine, which he received 2 years in the Department of Corrections.
Cocaine.
Your Honor, no other publishable background.
Retrial.
Judge, Mr. Bert
Minnesota.
scores a 3 on new criminal activity, 2 on failure to appear if released pretrial monitoring is the recommendation.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bert lives in Park Forest. He resides with his sister. He's been at that address for approximately 2 months. However, he is a lifelong resident of the south suburbs. Made it to the 11th grade at Rich Central High School. Did, however, receive his GED and received training for heavy equipment operation. He is a certified welder. He's not currently working. The last time he worked
Oh,
was
no.
approximately 2 months
Certified drug
ago.
user too.
He's a machine operator. He did that for approximately 6 months. He is currently in the process of applying for his disability. He has applied. He has not heard back regarding that application.
Got a lot
He
of
does not
irons in
have
the
any money
fire.
to post. He can be placed on house arrest at that address. Your Honor, we would be asking for an I-bond on this case. It sounds like Mr. Bert has some diction issues that he needs to address. He cannot do that in the Department of
Yeah,
Corrections.
at
We'd
least
ask for
$3
an I-bond.
grand's happening.
Father said a 10,000 pretrial monitoring motion stay.
Yes, Your Honor, if we could have the date of November 2nd for preliminary hearing.
Not even a second thought.
11/2/22 at
10,000.
9 a.m. for
Boom.
preliminary hearing, defendant defense trial. All right, Mr. Hurd, I'm letting you out on an I-bond. You gotta come back on November 2nd, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, see you then.
Thank you.
Okay.
I-bond.
Calling William Jameson, felony bond.
Look, he can't be operating heavy
Isn't that-
equipment not on cocaine.
Right?
He'll be the only one not.
Jameson. Once you sit down, tell the judge what your name is.
How you doing, Judge?
See
William
this-
Jameson.
Let's see this guy
William
through
Jameson?
and
Yes, sir.
Shanbarrer
All right,
is
State
live.
Gerstein.
Yes, Your Honor, by way of background, on or about October 17th, 2022 at approximately 1:44
Yeah, Chris.
at or near 17th Street and Chicago Road in Chicago Heights, Cook County, Illinois. Officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle for operating without headlights and improper display of registration.
Oh,
At
how
that
dare
time
you.
of the traffic stop, the defendant provided reporting officers with a fictitious insurance card and was
Mhm.
placed or taken into custody. While performing an inventory search of the defendant's vehicle, officers
Fictitious.
located a clear plastic baggie containing a white rock substance located on the driver's
Great.
side floorboard near the vehicle's gas pedal that field tested positive for suspect cocaine. Your Honor, all events occurred in Cook County, Illinois.
Gerstein is satisfied of the finding of probable cause to detain. What's his background?
Yes, Your Honor. By way of background, the defendant appears to have 4 bond forfeiture warrants, the latest being from 2009. He also
There you
appears
go.
to have 3 domestic battery arrests, the latest being from 2005. For purposes of felony convictions, Your
No.
Honor, this defendant does
doesn't
have
agree
one
with this.
2020 felony conviction for Class 1 possession of 15 to 100 grams of cocaine. He received 4 years in the Department of Corrections.
Yeah, I'm shirtless dad. You hear that?
2011, he was sentenced or convicted for a Class 2 manufacturing or delivery of a controlled substance. He received 5 years in the Department of Corrections. In 2008, he was convicted for Class 4 possession of a controlled substance. He received 3 years in the DOC.
I think he got a little cocaine in
2010,
his
he was
eye.
also
Can't open
convicted
it
of a
up.
Class 4 PCS. He received 3 years in the Department of Corrections. In 2007, he appears to have been convicted for possession of a controlled substance, Class 4, that was amended down from a manufacturing or delivery of a controlled substance, Class 2. He received 2 years in the Department of Corrections. In 2005,
I like how they
my
threw
God.
it in there that it was,
arrested
that
for
it was
aggravated
brought down
domestic
to that.
battery.
And everybody
He
knows
did
that it was.
plead guilty to a aggravated battery in
Yeah.
a public place. He received 2 years in the Department of Corrections. In 2004, he was convicted of a Class 4 possession of a controlled substance. He received 1 year in the Department of Corrections. And in 2002, he was convicted of a Class 4 possession of a controlled substance. He received 1 year in the Department of Corrections.
I feel like he's
Your
not
Honor,
getting out.
based on his background, it also appears this defendant does have a pending possession of a weapon or felon possession of a weapon in Dyer, Indiana. He was arrested for that charge on March 28th, 2022.
All right.
Wow, what a
Good job.
record.
Mr. Jameson scores a 6 on new criminal activity, 5 on failure to appear. If released, maximum conditions are the recommendation.
I like the numbers. It's like it's a score.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Andino?
Yes, sorry, Judge, couldn't find my mute. Mr. Jameson is a resident of Chicago Heights. He lives with 2 roommates. He is a lifelong resident of the
He's
Chicago
the life
area.
of the party.
Made it to the 11th grade at Bloom High School, did receive his GED, did also receive a crane operations certificate. He was working at Flexible
Lovely.
Staffing. He was
More
there
heavy
for
equipment.
approximately 3 months. He was getting routine, regular work. He does suffer from diabetes. He took his medication before he was arrested, but he did miss this morning. He believes he can post approximately $200. He does have a place where he can do house arrest. Your Honor, we'd be asking for an I bond on this case.
Great negotiation skills.
$200.
Bond is set at 10,000 D. With maximum conditions, motion state.
Your Honor, if we could
Okay.
have November 2nd, 2022 for preliminary hearing.
November 2nd, 22 at 9 a.m. for preliminary hearing, defendant. You gotta come back on November 2nd. You need $1,000 to bond out. Next.
Yeah. So according to my calculation, I need about 800 more.
Yeah, he's almost there.
Do you want to jump over to Stansbury? Or you
Let's
wanna-
go.
Do it over to Judge Stansbury. Licking.
It
Ooh.
would be 777 Bowler Avenue, Columbus, Ohio.
Ooh,
But
that's
if
a lucky
something goes
spot.
wrong with that address, then the other address, I gotta call my grandfather for it because I don't know the exact address. But the 77 Bowler Avenue address, I'll probably be
What's your
there.
grandpa doing there?
Okay. And you're not able to post the bond on the felony, I take it?
Huh?
You're not able to post the bond on the felony, I take it?
Oh, I am not, sir.
All right. So really, it's kind of
$200, I'm sure.
it's somewhat moot for me to set a bond because obviously, even if I OR'd you at this time, you wouldn't be able to go anywhere because of that felony case. What I'm going to do here today is I'm going to enter a denial on your behalf just because that leaves all your options open. And if you decide you want to admit to it when you come back to court, you can do that. If you want to get a lawyer for this, you can get an application form at the jail. They'll send it down here for you since you're not going anywhere. But if you don't want a lawyer, you don't have to do anything. We'll just bring you over. And if you want to admit, we'll do that. You can make that statement that you wanted to make today. Okay?
Can I say one more thing?
Sure. Go ahead.
Well, because my probation officer, Mr. Jordan, he asked
Vincent.
me if I was okay with doing a program, and I had told him, yeah. And I was trying to see because I just want to get this over with, to be honest. I don't want to keep on. I'm not trying to waste your time, and I'm not trying to hold up my time. So I'm just ready just to get this over with for real.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Now
Did
that
he
you
say
have a better
for
understanding
real,
of what's
for
going on,
real?
we're going to enter that
Yeah.
denial on your behalf.
Okay.
We'll get
For
this
real, for
scheduled
real.
for a formal
I believe him.
hearing, probably within about 2 weeks or so. And if you decide you want to admit at that time, I'll certainly, after I verify you're doing it of your own free will, you can do that at that point. You can make whatever statements you want about what happened with your probation, and then I'll make a decision about where we go from there. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 today, cash or surety only, but I will see you very quickly in my courtroom. So do you have any other questions today?
No, sir.
All right. You may go with the officer, Mr. Montgomery. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
He's still in. He's been busy.
All right. Next up is going to be Joshua. Is it Beardmore?
The Beardmore.
Got my good beard,
Who's
man.
in court today?
Have a beard, have a beard, have a beard.
You have two separate charges. Did you get a copy of those?
Yes.
Did you read them and understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, I did.
Your first count is aggravated menacing. It's alleged that on or about the 15th day of this month within this year that in the city of Johnstown and in Lincoln County, Ohio, that you knowingly caused Jeremy Schultz to believe that you would cause serious physical harm to him, his property, or a member of his family. That's commonly known as aggravated menacing, and it's a misdemeanor of the first degree. That's also alleged that on that same date and same time and in the same location that you knowingly caused or attempted to cause physical harm to Jeremy Schultz. That's commonly known as assault. That's also a first-degree misdemeanor, and the maximum penalties for each of these offenses is up to 180 days in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. You understand?
Yes.
And how do you wish to plead, sir?
Guilty.
Why can't we see him? There we go.
There he
As a
is.
guilty, I do need to go over a few things with you. The first of which is that you're presumed to be innocent. The state has the burden of proof, and you're not required to enter a plea of guilty. You can plead not guilty and have a trial with a judge or a jury. Do you understand?
By the way, when we
You have
get
the
done
right
over
to
here,
go
we
to
need to
the
go over to
and
Judge
if you
Simpson
wanted
because
to,
he
but
has
I don't
got
want-
some
You didn't
characters
weren't able to afford one,
waiting.
qualified.
Yeah, watch for when he comes back. We'll jump.
We would appoint an attorney to represent you at absolutely no cost. The benefit of having an attorney is somebody who's trained in the law, who can advise you of any rights, of any defenses that might be available to you to assert, can talk to you about any motions that might be able to be filed on your behalf, which could improve your circumstances. And in general, look out for your best interest throughout the course of the proceedings. Would you like to have an attorney on this?
No.
All right. Sue will need to do a waiver on this one, okay?
Sue.
Now, even without a lawyer, Mr. Beardmore, you have a right, as I mentioned, to a trial with a judge or a jury. The state has the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and you have a right to question the witnesses against you, as well as a right to subpoena your own witnesses to require them to attend. Understand?
Yes.
You have a right.
Is he got to poop real bad?
Defense, if you like, by calling witnesses and introducing exhibits and evidence, and you
He's got
have a
that
right
look,
to
doesn't he?
testify at the trial. Nobody could stop you from doing that, but you don't have to present a defense because it's not your burden. So you don't have to testify. Nobody can make you, and if you did, it's not held against you in any way. You understand that?
Yes.
Now, if you plead guilty, you admit to committing these two offenses.
Poor Sue.
That means the state doesn't have to prove anything for me to find you guilty, and it means you'll give up those other rights that we just discussed, and we'll proceed to sentencing. You understand that?
Yeah.
Did you understand the maximum possible penalties that I described earlier?
Yes.
Now, have you been subjected
There's
to
Sue.
any threats or promises in order to get you to do what you're doing?
Saw her hand.
Has anybody said, hey, if you don't go in there and plead guilty and waive your rights,
My God, this
we'll do
guy.
something bad to you?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything to do all this?
No.
Are you under the influence of anything right now?
No.
Hi,
Are
who's
you a citizen
handsome?
of the United States of America?
Yes, I am.
All right. The officer there has
You have to take a
waiver of
giant
attorney form
dump.
that I want you to actually read
Yes.
before you sign it, because I'm going to ask you if you read it and understood it.
He can't poop while he's in jail. It's been a rough week.
Doesn't want anybody to see it.
Is he reading or signing? All he's got to do is sign the paper. Let's go.
No, we had a Who's Handsome sighting and a Sue sighting now. Look at this.
Ah.
What a day.
Now we know anything is possible.
You signed.
All right. Did you read that form, Mr. Schultz or Mr. Beardmore? I'm sorry.
Schultz.
I did.
Did you understand what it said?
Yes, I did.
Did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
And is it your intention to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just taking a look here at the file. In a moment, I'll give you an opportunity to make a statement if you want, and then we're going to proceed to sentencing. So bear with me 1 second, all right?
Oh, sorry. The monorail just passed behind us.
Little friendly reminder was that. That's great. While we got a second, don't forget coming up Mini Chase Monday on the show today, Ryan.
Yeah, we got some pretty good ones. Look, people love tasing so much. We threw 2 tasings in today. I mean, what more can you ask for than 2 tasings in one show?
We got a chase coming up 405 East. And maybe this week we could get at least one live one, even if it's a short one. I'll take a short one at this point. I mean,
It's
seriously.
ridiculous.
Oh, I know you're always around. Who's handsome? It's just, such a pleasure.
For you to remind us that you love us.
That's right.
We need something. If we only did shows when were live chases, we would never be on, ever.
Mega Chase, man. It's like a 6-hour show.
It's got to be a holiday. Is he crying?
I don't know. He's weird. He's very weird.
He's making faces now. Weird dude.
It's assault, knowingly harm victim is what it says. It's only a misdemeanor.
And he had that menacing.
Yeah, and that's not even
that's for staring at somebody the wrong way, right?
Not even listed on his thing here. I'd like when I get a chance to pull up the inmate list.
So I'm guessing all those guys I showed you a while ago were all for domestic
You have a right
violence.
to make a statement about what happened, but you're not required to.
Nice.
Is there anything you want to say here?
I just want to see. I'm trying to go home and spend time with my dad.
So, your dad is what?
Yes.
And you guys lived over on Yardner Street.
Yes.
And Jeremy was staying with you guys.
Yes.
Is he still there?
The landlord is trying to get him out of there.
Bet you are.
Your dad was arrested that day too, but they took him to the hospital. Is he home?
I'm not sure. I talked to him. I talked to him last night, and he said he was home now.
He's at the house back on Yardner then, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Did he tell you whether Jeremy's still there?
No, you're not.
You didn't ask?
Because I had to go back myself. I just asking because my phone call was dropped.
Huh? What did you just say?
How old are you, Mr. Beardmore?
33.
And you work?
No, I'm disabled.
How long have you been receiving benefits?
Shocker.
He's on cable. He said his whole life? I come out disabled.
So other than Jeremy, was it just you and your dad living there?
And my mom, but my mom just passed away like 12 days ago.
Yeah.
She just passed away within the last week?
Yes.
Well, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Dennis is over here trolling today.
Makes me laugh.
Other than about 9 years ago, have you ever been in trouble?
No.
Has he?
Sure about
Yeah, Spectrum is horrible internet. I mean, bad.
You sure you've never been in trouble before?
Is Jeremy still there waiting for you to come back? Why does Dad go to the hospital? Fred Franklin, everybody.
Welcome, Fred. Old double F.
What's going on, mate?
Oh, rip. Him and his mom. Well, this guy's mom. And David Scott.
Has he got like a sinus problem?
Might be just, he might be a crier. I don't know.
Can we get him some tissues? Sue?
And you got arrested Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, but he did assault somebody.
This was, Saturday afternoon?
Yes.
Allegedly. Marky, how you doing?
What time did you get up that morning? Marky Ramon.
I bet he drools a lot when he sleeps. Has he been doing coke?
I hope not.
Is there a lot to read on that podium? Like, there's a lot of people put like their name stuff.
Yeah, they're like carving their name in with a switchblade. A lot of thought going into this guy.
I'm wondering if he's just going through. Is it maybe a lengthy police report as far as when the alleged assault happened, or because he doesn't have any priors or anything? He said he hasn't been in trouble. That must be what he's looking through.
OR bond? Is that what we're all thinking?
All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
here's what we're going to do, Mr. Beardmore.
100%.
On the assault charge, I'm going to impose a 90-day jail term, but I'm going to suspend 88 days. That means you don't have to do those 88 days so long as you follow the rules of probation. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you've already been in there, and I'll leave it up to the probation department to determine what terms would be appropriate for your supervision. That probation will last for a year starting today. I'll impose a fine of $150 in order that you pay the court costs. On the aggravated menacing charge, according to the narrative report I read, it was one occasion of you saying you were going to kill him, but nothing really more.
Hey,
so,
Texas Tim.
2 days, credit for time served.
That's it, Texas Tim, just one time.
Waive, or suspend. So you're going to be on probation. When you get out today, it's going to be too late to report. So you have to report to the municipal building in Newark by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. The folks at the jail can tell you where that is. Just follow their instructions and the rules that they set for you, and you shouldn't have any problems, and you won't have to come and see me again. If you don't, you do have to come see me again, and you could end up doing those other 88 days. Do you understand that?
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Beardmore, you have any other questions today?
No, yes, you have a good day.
You do the same.
I mean, got a little bit of that Mark the Bagger feel, doesn't it?
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah, real close. Yeah.
Very close.
Yeah, and by the way, as far as like the evaluations and stuff, I don't think we've ever seen
Good
that
afternoon, ma'am. Are you Miss Billingsley?
in liquor.
Yes, I am.
You can go ahead and take your mask off.
Sorry.
Hey, baby.
Did you understand your rights in court today?
Yes.
And did you receive a copy of the traffic citation?
Yes.
Do you understand what it is you've been charged with?
It's not good.
Yes.
You've been charged with operating a vehicle while impaired, driving while under a license forfeiture,
And?
displaying expired registration.
And? And?
The OVI, the ticket says you have a prior. They didn't bother to submit a driver's abstract, so I don't know whether that's true or not. If it is, you're looking up to 180 days jail, up to a 7-year license suspension, and a maximum $1,525 fine.
Endangering
At a minimum,
children. By the
you're
way, it's
looking
on
at
there.
10 days in jail,
Didn't
1-year
mention
license
that.
suspension, and at least a $525 fine.
Falsification.
License, I have to assume, is an unclassified misdemeanor, which means there's no possible jail time, but there is the possibility of community service, a fine of up to $1,000, and a suspension of your license. And then the expired registration is a minor misdemeanor and carries a maximum penalty of a $150 fine. So do you understand all that?
Yes.
And how do you want to plead?
Guilty.
Guilty.
What is your current address?
It's 421 South Ashburton Road, Apartment A.
I wonder what TBS,
There's no apartment on your ticket.
other
so when
than
you
Turner
sign your bond
Broadcasting,
paperwork, make sure that you list the apartment.
it's next to
city
the
and state.
endangering children.
Columbus, Ohio, 43213.
And the apartment, it's A as in Apple?
Yes.
All right, let me take a quick look here at the file. Then we're going to talk about your bond, okay?
Okay.
So you say there was kids in the car? Is that what we're learning?
That's the first one that comes up, and it says TBS, and then it says endangering children misdemeanor. 5,000 cash, 10%. God bless. Falsification of misdemeanor, 5,000 and 10%. And the OVI also. Same way.
She's got a look. I mean, from one angle, she looks like, okay, she's all right. And then the other angle, she's like, ugh, what happened? That's right. Talking all that bull. TBS.
They start everything at 5 after. Maybe tablespoon of talking bullshit. I don't know what it means. The others, maybe to be, I don't know, to be seen. Maybe she doesn't have a docket number. Everything else, like Chad here, is 21CR639.
Where are the children right now?
Nope. Here we go.
With my mother.
All right. And who do you live with over on Ashburton Road?
I live with my sister and her boyfriend.
And that's Tara?
No, that's my sister Haley.
Gotcha.
My sister Tara was the one that was in the car with me.
Her name is Tessa. Yeah.
Are you
that could
employed?
be.
Yes, I am.
Where do you work?
I work at State Bridge Hotels.
Hotel.
State Bridge Hotel.
And where's that located?
It's inside Worthington.
And what do you do there?
I cook food in the morning and I cook it for social.
Oh, so she's the lady heats up the stuff for the continental breakfast.
Or is it just like a hotel?
No, it's a hotel. It's an extended stay hotel. Like people can live there if they wanted to.
Gotcha. And how long have you worked there?
I worked there for a couple months. I just had a baby a month ago, so I started working right before I had her.
Okay. You said the kids are with your mom?
Yes.
Where does she live?
She lives on Weber Road, 983 Weber Road.
BRB.
Go ahead.
Where does Tara live?
Tara lives with my mother.
With your mom?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'll go ahead and release you on your own recognizance at this time.
Wow, surprise.
Call her legal drugs. We'll get this thing scheduled for a trial and assigned to a judge randomly.
Some extended stay hotel.
Unless the lawyer gets involved, we're going to send notices directly to you, so make sure your address is correct on the bond paperwork that you sign. You can, excuse me, you can hire an attorney if you like. You're also eligible to ask the court to give you an attorney for free. I don't have any additional charges, although it's very possible that criminal charges of endangering children and falsification may be filed, but I don't have anything in front of me today. But either way, make sure you show up for future court dates. Otherwise, we've put out a warrant for your arrest and things just get worse. Understand?
Okay, and I come to Newark for my court.
Beg pardon?
I come here for my court, like Newark, Ohio.
You'll come here, yeah. You can't have it transferred over to Columbus because it's more convenient. You got to come here.
Okay, thank you.
You may go with the officer. Thank
You're
you.
out drunk. You just had a baby a month ago and you're out drunk right
All right,
now.
Adam Dixon.
Adam Dixon, come on down, Mr. Dixon. While Mr. Dixon's coming up, please like this video.
You understand your rights in court today?
I do.
You're here because Judge George issued a warrant for your arrest last week when you failed to appear for a jury trial. What we're going to do today is simply set a bond for you, and then we're going to get that rescheduled in front of Judge George. So what is your current address?
109 Broadway.
City and state?
Hebron, Ohio.
And do you have a P.O. box, or does the mail go straight to the house?
Straight to the house.
I know I did your arraignment before. Looks like it was back in August, but I don't remember the answer to this question. Are you employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work for LCS Security.
That face he just made.
Remember correctly, did I ask you whether it was armed or unarmed security?
It's unarmed.
How long you work for them?
A year.
Unarmed security. Is it really that secure then? Was he only hand-to-hand combat? This guy like a jiu-jitsu master?
And I'm also a reseller.
Oh, he works for like Creed.
Did you say you're a reseller?
Yes.
Okay. Like online kind of deal?
Yeah. I
like
do
eBay?
Online.
What's the name of your store? He says, Space Lord. He's having a good time. This guy's having a great time. I'm a reseller. I do a podcast with a guy. Name is Mickey.
Okay, $64,000 question. How come you didn't show up for your trial?
I really wanted to. I filed the paperwork with another court date that I got on the 19th. Went from the 5th to the 19th. Somehow I got it switched in there. I was very upset I missed that date.
Well, according to this, you got arrested on Friday. Where'd you get arrested?
Like on the highway right in front of the jail.
And why did the police have contact with you that day?
They pulled up behind me. They were in my tags.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you get a ticket?
That was such a hard question.
Probably rather have that than be sitting in jail, I would imagine.
I'd rather be doing anything than sitting in jail.
Thank you. He's reselling the 7 C's. Mother flusher. Yes.
All right.
I
So
really wanted to be
Dixon. Normally, I would defer to the issuing judge, and Judge George did have a cashier to your 10% bond on this one. But I'm going to go ahead and release you on your own recognizance on the condition that you abide by the terms of any CPO that's active, just like last time. I'll provide that this be referred back to Judge George for a new court date, and I'll also provide that a copy of this entry be served upon your attorney, Mr. Keys. It's very important you stay in very close contact with him. He's the only person in this whole process whose only job is to look out for you. So your job is to make his job easier by staying in touch. Now, I do want to say one other thing before we finish things up. If you fail to appear again, they're going to do a new warrant. And if you come see me for the new bond next time, I will not release you on your own recognizance if you fail to appear again. Understand?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Dixon, you have any other questions today?
No.
You may go with the officer, sir. Thank you.
His hair he had beautiful hair. Could you miss beautiful, beautiful hair?
Good Glassmeyer.
I was watching. I would imagine that they were talking about this guest.
Good afternoon, sir.
I thought we were talking about Wang.
Mr. Glassmeyer, you understand your rights in court today?
Very honorable Wang Delicious.
Address, one that you're probably well aware of because you got arrested for allegedly stealing from Walmart.
Oh,
you have
no.
a traffic ticket as well from July.
But
so
he
we're
should
gonna
be
deal with
named
that first.
Beardmore, though.
Remember getting June, actually. Do you remember
He's got a
getting your
nice
ticket?
beard.
Yes.
You understand you were charged with both speeding and driving while under an OBI suspension?
Yes.
Now, that speeding ticket's a maximum $150 fine. The driving under suspension is a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalties include up to 180 days in jail, up to a $1,000
Well, thank you and welcome to the Monetary Model Rail.
At a minimum, the court is required to
Look familiar.
fine you at least $250, suspend your license for at least 1 day, and then furthermore, impose a 3-day jail term, and that 3 days is mandatory minimum, cannot be reduced.
Suspended his license
it
for
also
1
means
day.
You're eligible to ask for court-appointed counsel on this case. How do you want to plead?
Guilty.
You want to
You
do
must
guilty
know
on this?
somebody.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Well, you mean don't guess. I mean, this is a big deal. You could go for up to 180 days. I just need to verify. Is that your intention to enter a plea of guilty? And you don't have to. You change your mind. You plead not guilty.
Probably
I'm not sure really what to do.
rotisserie
I'm
chicken.
going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. And if you decide you want to change your plea at your next court date, you can do that. Okay. What is your address?
145
Point.
and a half West Railroad Street.
And a half. Wow. Been a while since I heard that.
You were a little shaky there. Give me the address. Do you actually live there, or do you use that as a mailing address?
No, I live there.
How long has it been since you lived at 98 Railroad Street?
That's been a couple months.
Okay.
He moved like Carol moved.
145 and a half.
Every other month.
Are you employed?
Just down 5
Yes.
What do you do?
blocks.
I do flooring. I work for Gentile Flooring.
I'm glad they're gentle with it.
Say Gentile?
Gentile, yeah.
Gentile. Please be careful with those. Please be Gentile.
All right. Did you get a copy of the complaint regarding the alleged theft?
Yes.
Did you read it? You understand that's what you're charged with?
Yes.
That's a first-degree misdemeanor as well, up to 180 days, up to a $1,000 fine. There are no mandatory minimum penalties on that charge, however. How do you want to plead to that? And again, if you're unsure, I'll do a not guilty plea for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
How long
it-
have you been working for the Gentiles?
I'd say about 3 or 4 months, maybe a little bit longer.
And are they based in Newark?
He lives in Columbus.
Okay, so how do you get back and forth to work? And don't say drive.
I don't. I ride with a friend.
Does that person also work for the company?
Yes.
Do they steal from Walmart too? What have y'all got in common other than work? The
Not a very
Gentiles.
big audience today. Is it
All
just
right.
a
Well,
father
Mr.
and son?
Glassfire,
or-
on both of these cases, I'm going to
Yeah, they just come to watch.
You'll sign some paperwork promising to show up for future court dates. Your failure to do so will result in a new warrant going out and probably sticking around the jail until your case gets resolved. These are both going to be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. They're not related in any way, shape, or form, so it's very likely, if not absolutely sure, that you'll have 2 separate court dates. So you need to keep track of your court dates. You can look up your own cases online at lcmunicipalcourt.com. You're eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you in both of these cases. You only need to fill out one application, but you have to put down both case numbers, and the folks at the jail can help you with that. Because you're being released, and let me verify you're not being held on anything else. Nope, doesn't look like you are. Well, wait a minute. You got a holder out of somewhere on an OVI case?
Well, that's the one that you're talking about right here.
Right. Well, no, this is it's for the actual OVI. Where'd you get your OVI?
What county is it?
Wang!
Wang
I've
was
already
here
did it
earlier.
this time.
I was trying to get
just
you to
wanted
say hey to him.
It's the.
Didn't even see Wang. I'm sorry. I missed you.
Crap, what am I trying to say?
I saved his comment till you returned.
Oh,
It's I'm not sure what you're talking about. They said unpaid fines. If I don't pay my fines.
Yeah.
Where you were convicted of OVI.
That was before even that.
I was driving on my way to work. Yeah.
It's so confusing.
Yeah, it's not even showing up on your
It's
driver's
so
record.
confusing.
Well, listen, I'm not sure. If you have a holder, they'll keep you there for a couple of days at the most to give whoever it is that has that holder time to come get you. If they don't, then you'll probably be released. You're not going to be held on these charges because you're being released on your own recognizance, but you're not going anywhere because of that holder. Understand?
No.
You're
All right.
staying there.
Without getting
You ain't
into
getting out.
Criminal Procedure 101,
No matter what.
understand this. I strongly recommend that you get an application for court-appointed counsel from the personnel down there at the jail and get it filled out. If you're not going anywhere because you're being held on that holder, they should send that in for you. but don't just take that on blind faith. Verify that when you get an opportunity to call the court once you're no longer incarcerated. But
Blind
we will
faith,
assign
a
you
blind
judge
melon
trial,
cover band.
and you'll get the letter telling you when to be here. Any other questions?
Nope.
Then you may go with the officer.
I don't think he understands. You're getting out because of that one.
Robin Gordley.
But you got to hold, so you're staying until you find out about that.
Yeah, you're good to go. You're just not good to go home.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh.
Mr. Gordley,
Yes, sir.
you understand your rights in court?
Yes, sir.
And did you get a copy of your traffic ticket?
I do not have that.
Okay. Well, it looks like the Highway Patrol is alleging that on or about today at approximately 1:17 a.m., you were operating a blue 2002 Dodge on State Route 310 near I-70 within Etna Township and in Lincoln County, Ohio, while under the influence of alcohol and/or drug of abuse. It's further alleged that you refused to submit to a chemical test after being arrested for that offense, and that you've previously been convicted of OVI within the last 20 years. What that does is it serves to double any mandatory minimum jail term that you'd be facing. So normally on a 2nd and 10, it's a mandatory minimum of 10 days in jail, could be up to 180. For this, it's still maximum of 180, but it's 20 mandatory days. Understand? You also got charged with standing or parking in a vehicle within an intersection. So that's a minor misdemeanor.
What was he passed out?
How do you want to plead?
The intersection?
Not guilty.
What's your current address, Mr. Gordley?
331 Broad Meadows Boulevard, Apartment A, Columbus,
Still
Ohio.
fresh in.
214.
All right. Apartment A is an Alpha.
It's only been in for a few hours.
Yes, sir.
Are you employed, Mr. Gordley?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
Paper money.
Tire Choice on Tremont Avenue.
Tire
And you're a
Choice.
technician?
Yes, I am.
How long you work there?
Going on 8 months now.
Do you get discount on tires?
Excuse me.
Jesus.
And who do you live with over on Broadmeadows?
Myself.
Aggie Laser. Happy
All right, we'll
Monday.
take a quick look here at the file, then we're going to talk about your bond, okay?
Good luck.
That's what I was going to say. Please ask him if he's hungover. We're still drunk.
And then he refused the chemical tests and everything. So
That's
obviously he's up to no good. He looks pissed.
I ain't even been in there for 12 hours. That was at 1:17 when he got arrested, so it could take a little bit for him to even get there.
He seems like a nice guy. Changes tires for a living.
I'm wondering if he did. The way he said that about it almost makes me feel as if maybe he was passed out behind the wheel in an intersection.
Standing or whatever they said.
Which is
vehicle.
parked.
Yeah. Like he just passed out and they found him at the light.
Yeah.
We've seen that many a time.
You're released on your own recognizance on the condition that you not consume any alcohol or drugs. This case will be randomly assigned to a judge set for a trial, and you're going to get notice by mail of when that's going to be. You're eligible to ask the court to appoint counsel to represent you. We make that decision about whether you're eligible based on your income and your expenses. If you want to do that, you can get an application form at the jail, but they're not going to send it here for you because you're being released. It's not like Franklin County where public defenders magically appear at arraignment. You have to take affirmative steps to get an attorney. Do you understand?
Voila.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to get one, you can hire your own too, or you can go court appointed. And if you don't want a lawyer, you don't have to get one. But if you do, don't wait until the day of trial. Understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions today?
No, Your Honor.
You may go with the officer. Thank you.
Arrivederci.
He needs to go sleep it off.
Saad Khan.
What?
Strange name, but okay.
Good afternoon,
Your
sir. Are
Honor.
you Mr. Khan?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Khan, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint that was filed against you?
Yes, sir.
Did you read it? Do you understand you've been charged with disorderly conduct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know you were arrested on a charge of domestic violence, but obviously what happened was the police submitted their notes or their investigatory materials to the prosecutor who reviewed it and felt that minor misdemeanor disorderly conduct was more appropriate.
Farmer
The
Chad?
penalty for that offense is a $150 fine. There's no jail time. How do you want to plead?
No contest.
Not
And
at
you
all.
understand you're presumed to be innocent. You have the right to enter a plea of not guilty. The state has the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and you have a right to a trial.
Yes.
A no contest plea doesn't admit guilt, cannot be used against you later on in any civil or criminal proceedings, but it does admit the truth of the facts that have been alleged against you. So when I look through this file, if there's enough in there to support a charge of disorderly conduct, even though you're pleading no contest, I would find you guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And if you plead no contest, you waive those other rights we've discussed and simply proceed to sentencing. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
And lastly, Mr. Khan, I need to verify, are you a citizen of the United States of America?
Yes.
All right, let me take a quick look here at the file. If you want to make a statement, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but bear with me, okay?
Sure.
Mr. Khan.
All right, so we got to start. Let's do this with the chat because I have a feeling we're getting towards the end here. There's only appears to be a young kid and his father sitting there. I'm trying to rack my brain about things, but I'm guessing speeding. That's what I'm going to say. That's the only thing I could think of.
Why would you bring your son for speeding? Oh, you said the son was speeding, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think Dad's there to help. They're sitting really, really close, so it's not like he didn't bring a lawyer with him. You know what I mean?
All right. I'm going to say they're there for.
So is it just you and your brother who live over there on Springbrook Court?
No, it's my mother and my sister and my dad also.
All right. Do you work?
Public intoxication.
I work with the classified project.
No, wait. Kid's way too young, I think.
Do you take any medication?
Yeah.
The wireless.
Some heart medication and some blood pressure.
Okay, but nothing for mental health issues?
I don't even know what that is for.
Depakote.
Okay.
For
when's the last time you were able to take that?
I like this.
I said take a bath.
Friday.
Okay. Do you normally take it every day?
Yeah.
Okay. So I read through the police report. It only talks about you, and is your brother's name Sami?
Yeah.
Okay. It
I'm
doesn't
guessing
mention
you
anybody else. Were
beat up
your mom
his
or
brother.
dad or sister around?
No, they weren't home.
Okay.
They left me and my brother alone, and this is the shit that happens.
And this all happened, what, Thursday evening?
Friday night, I think.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Friday night.
Was that David Letterman in the pews?
So how long have you been working on this classified project? Or is that classified too?
It's actually more than 5 years.
Fair enough.
Huh?
All righty.
He's working on a classified project?
What?
All right. Well, I hope they pay in real money because I'm going to go ahead and impose a fine of $150 in order to pay the court costs, but you'll be released after they process you out. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Very well.
Did we
go with the officer. Thank you.
Did I miss him saying that that was his job or something? That he's working on a classified
Frank
project?
Matias. Good afternoon, sir. Is it Matthias or Matias?
Matthias?
All right. Mr. Matthias, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you receive a copy of the traffic citation?
Yeah.
Totally.
Did you read it and understand what it is you've been charged with?
How did we miss that? Talking too damn much.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Shut up!
I don't understand why I got charged with it because it.
Well, hold on. Before you say anything else, number one, don't say anything about what may or may not have happened because it could end up being used against you. Number two, you'll have an opportunity to find out what the particulars are about the charges if you plead not guilty and obtain discovery.
He's got three good ones.
But my question to you is, do you understand what you've been charged with?
He's another TBS also.
So you've been charged with OVI, which is operating a vehicle while impaired. They're also alleging that you refused to submit to a chemical test after being arrested for that offense, and that you've previously been convicted at least once of OVI within the last 20 years. That doubles any mandatory minimums, and looks like they're alleging that this would be a second offense within a 10-year period. So what that means is your mandatory minimum would be 20 days in jail instead of the normal 10, but it could be up to 180. Your license could be suspended up to 7 years, but it has to be suspended for at least one. And you're looking at a maximum fine of $1,625, but the minimum fine is $525. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how do you want to plead, sir?
Not guilty.
All right. Your driver's license charge is
for not paying
unclassified misdemeanor, so there's no jail time on that.
He didn't pay child support, so his license was suspended.
Yes.
He got an OVI and also current refusal.
What is your address?
previous OVI within 20 years.
532 Glenbrook Drive, Newark, Ohio.
And are you employed?
For not paying child support.
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a operator at Transcendia
And how long you been there?
since April.
He's a smooth operator.
All right. Let's see here.
I mean, you're not paying child support and they take your license. Then you get an OVI on top of that. I mean, come on, man.
And then to refuse.
You would think.
I mean, he's going to have a bond, right? We're not just going to let him go.
I hope not. I'd be very upset if so.
Come on, Frank.
So you're going to be released on your own
Being
recognizance
bad,
today on
Frank.
condition that you not consume any alcohol or drugs while the bond is in place. We'll get this randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial, and we'll send notice to you through the mail. So it's important your address is current and complete. There's no apartment numbers or halves or rears.
I'm sorry.
Is there like an apartment letter or number at your address, or is it just a house?
It's an apartment.
What is your apartment?
It's 532.
Okay, so each apartment has its own street address, not like apartment A or apartment 1.
Right.
Gotcha. Until and unless a lawyer gets involved, Mr. Matias, all notices are going to go directly to you, so make sure your address is correct and complete on your bond paperwork. You have the right to hire counsel if you like. You can get an application for court-appointed counsel at the jail, but since I'm releasing you, they're not going to send that.
James, thank you for the $5.
Do not wait until the day of trial to address getting an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. You have any other questions today, sir?
No.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you,
What
sir.
the F, man?
He just said he's going to get out.
What the hell?
It's listed,
Smith
as
and Melly.
2,500, 2,500,
Ms.
and
Melly, you understand your
2,500.
rights today.
I do.
All right. You have 2 cases, one with me.
Hey, baby.
Tall drink of water.
Here.
Mm.
I issued a warrant for your arrest
Hey, now.
back in August when you failed to appear to address the allegations of contempt. It should be noted that your attorney, Mr. Dawson, had filed a motion to withdraw for lack of contact with you. That motion was granted, so technically right now you don't have a lawyer on this. Understand?
Correct.
Okay. So we're going to set a bond for you today on this and then get it rescheduled for the contempt hearing. You've also got a second charge where there's contempt at play. And again, Mr. Dawson withdrew. So technically you don't have a lawyer on that either. What is your current address?
181 Price Road, Newark, Ohio.
Did they withdraw for no payment or when you're a pain in the ass,
have a
basically?
folder.
One of the.
Out of a different county. So if
I'm sure it was court appointed, so probably just don't want to be bothered with them anymore. They're uncooperative.
Yep.
Service hours, and I emailed them, and I even sent an email asking if they received it, and they said yes.
Well, I can't speak to that because I don't have any documentation to that effect in the file. But I mean, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Where's your holder from?
Fairfield County.
And what's it for?
For driving under suspension.
Okay.
My God, she's skinny.
You had a lawyer on this. Why didn't you use your attorney and verify with him that you didn't have to be here?
Honestly, I didn't know that I had a lawyer for it because when you said to don't worry about coming to court if I turned in the paperwork, I received an email from the probation department stating they did receive my email, and that was the last I knew of it.
Well, I did very much doubt that I said, don't worry about coming back if you do the hours. I would have told you to turn that in. And if they verified it, that it was likely that they would dismiss it. But I would not have just said, don't worry about coming in if you get this done.
Hey, now.
I must have misunderstood you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I feel like I did good on drawing her.
All right. Anything else you want to say before I set your bonds here?
Perfect.
Just if you could release me because I have a $10,000 bond out of a different county. That way I could get this taken care of a lot sooner. I don't have any bond money right now.
Strapped for cash.
$10,000 bond on a warrant for a DUS.
Yes.
It was DUS, driving under suspension.
Things must have changed a lot in Fairfield County since I was practicing down there. Or either that or you really made the judge mad.
Judge mad.
Well,
Yeah.
Ms. Melly, these cases are old, and frankly, I need to get them done. I'm not going to let you go. $1,000 cash or surety only on each of the cases. We'll have a hearing. If in fact there's proof that's been submitted and the probation department says yes, you give the hours, then this will all be over. But we're going to have a hearing where we can find that out. Understand?
That would have been a fun one to watch.
Hearing be?
It'll be fairly soon, probably as early as next week. Any other questions?
All right. No, thank you.
If you want to get a lawyer again, you have to fill out a new application. If you want Mr. Dawson, just make sure you put his name down, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Melly.
Miss Melly.
All right, next we have Eric Petri.
By the way, I'm changing my guest to some sort of a DV
Good afternoon, Mr.
with that
Petri.
kid
You
in
understand
the
your rights in court
audience.
today?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Did you get a copy of the 2 complaints that were filed against you?
Yes, sir. And I've been faithful to bond since I've been out on bond that these charges are fraudulent.
Well, they'll have to prove them beyond a reasonable doubt before you could be found guilty of anything. You understand you've got 1 count of criminal damaging and 1 count of theft?
Correct.
The criminal damaging is an M2. It's up to 90 days, up to a $750 fine. Restitution could be ordered if you were to be found guilty or convicted. The theft is an M1. That's up to 180 days, up to a $1,000 fine. How do you want to plead?
Not guilty.
All right. What's your current address?
1408 Residence Drive, Newark, Ohio. But my mailing address is P.O. Box 2, St. Louisville.
Pick one, dude.
4571.
You say P.O. Box 2?
Correct.
All right. Looks like they asked for a warrant to be issued when they filed the charges. They only filed the charges last week, so but it's alleged to have occurred back on September the 29th.
Oh, okay. Well,
Where were you when you got arrested?
I was at a friend's house getting ready to put the exhaust on my car I just purchased.
How come the cops were there?
That I don't know because it had nothing to do with me. I was just there at the wrong place, the wrong time, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet.
I think it had to do with a marital dispute, property or something
Good luck with your meeting, Vincent.
with Katie
Congrats.
Carter and Tracy Carter.
Okay. All right. Well, you know the drill. If you want to get an attorney, you can hire one, or you can fill out your application. You can get one there at the jail. According to the jail roster, this is the only thing holding you in. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today, and we'll get this randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. And until a lawyer gets involved, we'll send notices to you. Make sure that you put the mailing address that you want your notice to go to on your bond paperwork. All right?
They also said that I had to hold her through probation for my bond, I'm guessing.
I can tell you that's not showing up on the let me refresh my.
You better get out quick.
See if it's showing up. As of right now, I don't show it on the roster. That doesn't mean there's not one, but they'll have to double check that. Okay.
Yeah, and I have court tomorrow as well.
Where?
So you're saying you want to just stay or what?
Municipal, I believe.
Here in Lincoln County.
Yes.
If you're incarcerated and your hearing is in a Lincoln County court, as long as it's a criminal matter, they'll transport you from the jail to your hearing. If you're not released because of the holder. All right.
Thank you.
But I'm setting it as an OR bond.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Surprise.
Dustin Ruan.
Lucy, I just looked. I didn't see anything but a 2-minute video from 2 years ago. If you have a link or something.
Yeah, I just
How do you
looked
pronounce your
too.
last name, sir?
Ruan.
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 Do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes.
And did you receive a copy of the complaint that was filed against you?
Yes.
Did you read it and understand
Hola.
it charged with a single count of domestic violence?
Como está?
That is a first-degree misdemeanor, carries up to 180 days in the county jail, up to a $1,000 fine. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
And what is your current address?
58 Highgate Road, Granville, Ohio.
Are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work in process improvement at Licking Memorial.
Oh,
Processing like paperwork?
checking people in.
Okay. All right, let me take a quick look here at the file, then we're going to talk about your bond.
Packed house today inside, not in the courtroom, but man, the cells are full.
Yeah. It's sometimes it's like one or the other. It's kind of crazy, but I guess, it is a Monday. I guess must have been a nice weekend.
Good weather.
Hey, Darren, so far so good. Can't complain. Thank you for the fake stars, by the way. Big
Much
fan.
love.
Give you a hallelujah. Don't forget 405 East for We Got a Chase today is Mini Chase Monday.
Yeah, we got a stacked plate. Full, I say.
Is your wife employed?
What's that got to do with anything?
What does she do?
Works at Behavioral Healthcare Partners. She's an NP.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
NP.
NP,
What's that?
psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Gotcha.
It seems like you both got good
And how old are
jobs.
your kids?
Good point.
10 and 5.
Is he just ashamed? Is that why he's talking that way, or is he just normally that way?
I think he's just ashamed.
Somebody's processing some paperwork very loudly in the back right now.
Okay, here's what we're going to do, Mr. Ruan. I'll release you on your own recognizance on the condition that you have no violent contact with Tara Hart. This will be randomly assigned to a judge. set
Hello,
for
Hugh.
trial. You'll get notice by mail of when that's going to be until and unless an attorney gets involved on your behalf. You have the right to retain counsel if you like. You're eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. They have the application form there at the jail. But since you're being released, it'll be your responsibility to get that turned in.
Guessing Tara Hart is
If you
not
wanna
his
get a
wife.
lawyer, don't wait until the day of trial to deal with getting that. Understand?
Okay, yes.
Do you have any other questions today, sir?
I do not.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you.
Haircut. Yeah, I see that.
They don't let him have his rubber bands.
Handle
here.
Roland.
Well, we're to the R's. You didn't notice we're going in alphabetical order today.
Hello there, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Roland?
Yes.
And Mr. Roland, you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, I do, sir.
You have two cases, but they're springing from the same alleged events, apparently.
Good luck, please.
Did you get a
You got
copy
this.
of the traffic ticket and the criminal complaint?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get a chance to look at it and understand what the charges are?
Yeah, I don't know why I have the official obstruction of official business because I went with the officers.
Well, let's hold off on making any comments. I haven't even asked you to enter a plea yet. And everything you're saying is being recorded and theoretically could be used against you in the prosecution of the charges.
Right, I'm listening.
Just let me tell you exactly what you're looking at. The obstructing official business charge is a second-degree misdemeanor. Carries up to 90 days in the county jail, up to a $750 fine. How do you want to plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
And what is your current address, sir?
14305 East Broad Street,
Yes. Leif Garrett,
sir.
everybody.
Reynoldsburg, Ohio, 43068.
Are you employed?
Yes. I'm
High
at
music.
Local Boys Automotive Service right down the street.
I'm sorry, say that again, but slower.
Local Boys
What do they do?
Automotive Service.
What is it?
Local boys.
Automotive technician.
Gotcha.
I'm
And
the
how long
local
have you been
boy.
working there?
About 8 months.
Okay.
Local boy.
So you're a
I can
mechanic?
walk. Yes, I am automotive technician, master certified.
All right. So on the traffic case, you're charged with two OVI offenses. One, they're alleging that you were simply too impaired to drive. The other charge claims that you tested over the legal limit, and they're claiming it was over what we call the high tier limit. What that does is it serves to double any mandatory minimum time. So this is alleged to be your first offense within a 10-year period. Although the maximums are up to 180 days, 3-year license suspension, and a $1,075 fine, the minimums are a $375 fine, a 1-year license suspension, and normally it would be just 3 days jail or a 3-day program. But because this is alleged to be high tier, it's either 6 days in jail or 3 days in jail and a 3-day program. Understand?
Yes, sir.
You also got a improper passing charge here. That's a minor misdemeanor. How do you want to plead to those charges?
Not guilty.
All right.
He's a top tier drunk, Creed.
Is there an apartment in your address?
Yes, it's apartment 1.
Gotcha. Make sure that that's on the bond that you signed, okay?
Okay.
We want to.
Also, if you have insurance on the Honda, make sure you bring that proof with you the next time you come to court. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You'll be notified by mail of when that's going to be until and unless a lawyer gets involved on your behalf. You can hire one if you like. You can get an application for counsel down there at the jail, meaning we give you a free one if you qualified. But since you're getting out, the jail's not going to send it in for you. So you have to turn that in. If you want to get a lawyer, get one, but don't wait until the day of trial.
I was going to say, do we want to finish up with licking, or you want to jump to something? What do you want to do?
I mean, we waited this long to find out what this kid's done.
But be careful when you look at your notices to pay attention to what the case number is.
Well, it should be ours. There shouldn't be that
If
many
you're
more.
unsure about what's going on, you can always call into the clerk's
never
office and ask for clarification. Any
There's
other questions?
15 Williamses in there.
Yes, sir.
Very well.
Whole family.
Go with the officer. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Sue.
All right, next up we have Christopher Scott.
Now we're all the way to the S's now.
All right.
Oh.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Scott?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Did you get a
Hell
copy
yeah,
of the
yeah.
traffic ticket here?
I think so, sir.
You understand that you've been charged with operating a vehicle while impaired and testing over the legal limit?
Yes, sir.
You've also got a failure to maintain reasonable control. That's a minor misdemeanor. How do you want to plead?
I'll be.
All right. Now, before I can accept your plea, I need to go over a number of things with you. I want to go over what the maximum possible penalties are and the mandatory minimum penalties. It looks like they're claiming and alleging that this would be your second offense within a 10-year period for this type of offense.
Great
What that
stuff.
means is the maximum penalties for, and you got charged with two different theories of OVI. If you stick with your guilty pleas and I enter a conviction, it will only be on one of the charges and only one sentence will be imposed. Understand?
Yes,
Okay. So the maximums are up to 180 days in jail, up to a 7-year license suspension, and up to a $1,625 fine. Minimum penalties include a fine of $525 for least, minimum 1-year license suspension, and at least 10 consecutive. Oh my God! Unlike the there's no alternative to jail time. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Failure to control, that's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty there is a $150 fine. Now, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you couldn't afford one, we would give you one at absolutely no cost to you. An attorney could advise you of any defenses that you might have to the charges.
Nope, it's another day licking.
Made on your behalf that might improve your circumstances, and generally try to get you the best possible outcome. Would you like to have an attorney for this?
Yes, sir.
And let's go ahead and do not guilty, please. What's your address?
341 Eddington Drive, Pataskala, Ohio.
And what's your zip up there?
43062.
What do you do for a living?
I work at Kroger,
Which location?
Pataskala.
Kroger just bought out a bunch of grocery stores for
I'm the
billions.
lead barista in their
By the way.
Starbucks kiosk.
You work at Starbucks?
Yes, sir.
So you employed by Kroger, but you work in the kiosk, or you employed by Starbucks and work in the Kroger?
I'm employed by Kroger and work in the kiosk.
And how long you been doing that?
I've been with Kroger for 8 years.
Okay. So obviously you had other assignments besides just coffee.
Oh, 6.
Yes, sir.
6.
What did you do before they
Oh,
moved
hello,
into the
Mikey.
Starbucks kiosk?
Creed.
Let's see, come back.
Frozen department, grocery department, produce department, various areas.
Works at the Starbucks inside of
Take a quick
Kroger.
look here at something.
How long has he been dyeing his beard?
He didn't say.
He's got a mustache the size of Alaska.
He's one tall drink
Okay.
of water.
Mr. Scott, you're going to be released on your own recognizance on the condition you not consume any alcohol or drugs. The case will be randomly assigned to a judge and set for trial.
Yeah, Kroger
You're
bought
gonna
a
get
few
notice
different.
on bail when that's gonna be,
It
so
was
make
in the
sure the address
billions.
on your bond is
Ooh.
correct.
So they
You
are
can hire an
even
attorney if you
bigger
like.
now.
You can get an application for court-appointed counsel from the jail, but since you're being released, they're not going to send it in for you. If you want to get a lawyer, make sure that you deal with that well before the next time you're supposed to be in court. Any other questions today?
No, sir.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Thanks, sir.
There's the new puppy.
Oh,
I mean, that is a cute ass puppy.
that is a cute
Allison
puppy.
Schoenbarger.
That's a cute puppy, Sharon.
Shanbarrer.
Are you Miss Schoenbarger?
Yes,
Is that how you pronounce your last name?
yes,
All right. Ms. Schoenbarger, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint that was filed?
Yes.
You understand you've been charged with disorderly conduct as a 4th-degree misdemeanor?
Yes.
Originally, you were arrested on suspicion of assault and domestic violence, but the prosecutors took a look at everything, and this is what they elected to file with the court. The maximum penalties there are up to 30 days jail, up to a $250 fine. How do you want to plead?
Not guilty.
And what's your current address?
2331 Brownsville Road, apartment 3, Heath, Ohio.
She looks familiar too.
She's busy beating up
You say
people.
apartment 3 is in the number 3?
Yes.
Okay.
She's constantly training
And
for
are
her
you
next
employed?
fight.
Yes.
Where do you work?
Vance Outdoors.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a receiver and then an RA processor.
Okay. And how long have you worked there?
3 years.
All right. Let me take a look at the file, and then we're going to talk about your bond, okay?
Did it give Alice the meat?
I wouldn't mess with this woman. She looks like a grade A badass.
She beat some ass.
Sue's over there making copies. She's got to crank it by hand.
She's on them old dot matrix printers with the things on the side. I can see it.
She's got a pink copy, a white copy, a yellow copy.
I tell you, I paid $3.60 for a dozen large eggs the other day.
How old is the child that was in the center of all this?
My son, he's 13.
Okay.
So is it fair to say, how many years has it been since you and Mr. Lively were together?
7 years.
And you obviously have a shared parenting plan?
Just with our son.
That's a thing of the past now. I bet you know what I
You guys
mean.
were never married?
Never married.
You used to be able to take any cut of meat and they would do anything you need. Good luck with that. Good luck trying to find a butcher at most grocery stores nowadays.
All right, Ms. Shanbarrer, here's what we're going to do. I will release you on your own recognizance on the condition that you abide by the shared parenting plan, whatever that is. This case will be randomly assigned to a judge set for a trial. You're going to get notice through the mail of when that's going to be, so make sure your address is correct. You have the right to hire counsel. You can get an application for a court-appointed lawyer from there at the jail, but since I'm releasing you, it'll be your responsibility to get it turned in. If you want to get a lawyer, deal with that well in advance of your next court date. Understand?
Understood.
All right. Any other questions today?
No.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck to your son.
Dexter White, Jr.
Hey, where did the W's?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. You
Mr. White.
Yes,
No.
ma'am.
All right. Mr. White, you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive a copy of the 2 complaints that were filed in your case?
Yes, sir.
Did you read those? Do you understand what it is you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
All right. One is having a firearm on prohibited premises. That's a 4th-degree misdemeanor. It's also a disorderly conduct charge as the second count. That's also a 4th-degree misdemeanor. Each carries up to 30 days in the county jail, up to a $250 fine. How would you like to plead today?
Not guilty.
And what is your current address?
327 Union Street, apartment K25.
All right. And that's here in Newark?
Yes, sir.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
All right. Where do you work?
Shades on 30th, Heath, Ohio.
And what do you do there?
I'm a line cook.
All right. How long have you been working there?
2 years.
All right. Very good.
Oh, I bet you can cook up a
All right. Let
storm
me take
then.
a quick look here at the file, and then we're going to talk about your bond.
Yes, sir.
How much time that lady gonna walk out of that room?
Just say, and we keep getting a shot of her too walking out. This is weird.
All I see is her walking out constantly.
Yeah.
Line cook. That's you don't stay somewhere as a line cook for 2 years if you can't cook. That's a tough job and a busy.
That
restaurant.
is. He's stuck back there.
It's hot.
Oh,
Sweating.
yeah.
It's
Dealing
hard
with a
work.
bunch of other people. A lot of if you don't work well together in a kitchen,
Mhm.
it's screwed.
Okay. All right.
They also like to party a lot. I've noticed, allegedly.
Creed said, "You ever seen that movie Waiting?" The stuff they do back there.
By the way, never watched number 2.
Don't.
Not worth it.
Don't waste your time.
Apparently, don't watch Halloween 3. Was it?
No. Halloween ends. Oh, terrible. Terrible. Absolute garbage. There's a lot of people that like it, and I did not.
Is it true that like one person was killed like an hour into it? That was about it.
Oh yeah, it took forever for somebody to die. Didn't even see Michael Myers till like an hour and 10 minutes into the movie. We're busy dealing with a love story. A love story for the ages.
In a Halloween movie. No, thanks.
Okay, Mr. White, you're going to be released on your own recognizance on condition
Yay!
of any weapons or firearms.
Oh,
Case is
Nancy.
gonna be randomly assigned to a judge set for a
Good to
trial.
see you,
You'll be
Nancy.
Notified by mail of when that's going to be. You're eligible to ask for court-appointed counsel. You can hire your own if you want. The application form's available to you at the jail, but you're getting out, so you have to turn it in. Don't wait until the day of trial to deal with getting an attorney, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, any other questions today?
No, sir.
Is there anybody after Mr. White?
No. We're gonna
All
see
right,
Sue.
That's all I've got. How about you?
There she is. See our girl.
Come on, Sue.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh,
Have a good day. We'll be at it tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
We got to see Sue earlier though.
Oh, that guy's his lawyer.
Kind of sorry. Yeah, I think you
Spoiled there. Only having 7 people the last couple of weeks. All right.
Yeah, it has been
we
quick
are
the
now
last
on
few
the
weeks. He's
record
right.
for the Ezekiel
That's a
follow-up
long
case,
one
22
today.
CRB 1623. Mr. Dulloff currently has a pending charge, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. He was actually scheduled for a jury trial today.
Mm-hmm.
I did a motion to continue last week because he picked up the new charge,
Okay.
this one, on violation of protection order.
And it looks like they asked that a warrant be issued upon the filing of the complaint
Yes.
last week.
Yep.
And so it's your intention today to conduct an arraignment.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
You
Joe-
obviously know, Mr. Dawson, that he has the right to watch a rights in court video, but obviously that wasn't shown to him today because there were no other.
Joey
walk-ins.
Logano
Does he
actually
waive
raced
right to
his
have that
way.
video shown?
He does, Your Honor.
And does he
amazing.
understand his rights?
He does.
All right. You want to acknowledge receipt of the complaint?
Yes.
You wish for it to be read?
No.
All right. It's violation of the protection order. Mr. Dolph, that's
Wow.
a up to 180 days, $1,000 fine. How does he plead?
Not guilty.
What's your current address, Mr. Dolph?
Currently living at 1137 Cherry Valley Road, Southeast.
And who else lives there?
My friend Lexi's dad, Scott Creedence. That's who I also work for. He lost his job when he got picked up on the original charge for domestic violence. So now he's doing remodeling with this gentleman and his father.
Is that is that the charge that's pending in front of Judge Georgia DV?
Yes. Yes.
All right, let me take a quick look here.
I am so glad I changed mine. That means I win.
Creed's over there reading what the guy's up here for.
No, how do I know his name? They never said his name.
Young Punk, number 1.
There's no way to cheat with the ones in the audience. Anyways, well, we'll see what happens here. And we're coming to an end. We got a case today. Don't forget, we got a chase, 405 East Mini Chase Monday. That is up next. And hopefully someday, a live chase and an interview with Sue. I would love to have Sue on. I actually think she'd be a lot of fun just to talk to. Just
We got to figure out what Sue's last name is.
I am sure we can figure that out. Is she a bailiff?
Jailer would probably be more her. She's either a jailer or what do they call them? Corrections officer.
I bet we could figure it out. We'll just call Randy Thorpe at some point. His phone number's right here.
Oh, good old Randy Thorpe.
We don't even know anything about Randy, but I feel like we're best friends.
Dearest Randy.
Hashtag Sue Crew. Also, while we got a second, a big old congrats and hallelujah to April for 4 months. Terminator and Shells both figured that out. Thank you.
Thanks for doing the Lord's work over there right now.
Sheriff Sue MD. Just look that up. Now, if you really got to know her, imagine some of the stories she hears and things she knows about. Just can't imagine.
My God, look at all these text messages he's looking at.
Yeah, this dude's in trouble. We want to wait and see what
they're screenshots. You can see them every time he turns the page.
See what I wish we could share them. That'd be fantastic.
Never a good thing when he's looking at those. You know, people just get buck wild in text messages.
Oh, absolutely. You don't think anybody's ever going to see them.
Who's the assistant prosecutor on the other case?
Mike King.
You ever see a picture of Randy?
I don't believe so.
Well, get ready.
There's a reference here in the court file to Miss Thompson's work. Where does she work, Mr. Doloff?
She just recently started at a new job called Clarity, like the month before we split.
That's a sheriff.
What's it called?
Clarity Medical.
Is it in Newark?
Yeah, it's right behind the Wendy's out in the Heat.
Oh, yeah, that place.
Clarity's Medical. Man, I forget the last word. They make like medical cushions and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure.
I got their phone number memorized if you want me to.
That's
He must have really said some bad stuff to that girl. If
you're to that point, you got.
He seems kind of alerted, like, oh man, this is slipping through fingers or something. I don't know. Maybe he's about to lay the law down on this kid.
Well, it's something more than just that, isn't it? Or is this maybe a new case?
They had more new charges, I thought. He seems like a real punk. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would imagine these charges are the newer ones, and he's got a DV case also. That's my guess. By the way, currently 48 degrees in Licking County, Ohio.
Nice.
I don't know what we're at. I know I heard the AC kick on a couple times a day.
Uh-huh. It was 82 here yesterday.
Yeah, that's what we got up to. We're at a cool 78 degrees. Love all these links that Roger sends me. They're all of these groups that he's in and doesn't realize it, So
you're not a member, so you can't see them.
That's all I get. In a couple days. Hey, did you see that I said? He said, nope, I'm not in the mom's crockpot group.
Edwin, the mother.
It looks like he's been texting.
Well, Mr. Doloff, I have half a mind to go ahead and set a cash or surety bond for you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on the condition that you have a GPS unit fitted today before you leave. You are not to be within 500 feet of Ms. Thompson's residence or workplace. If you violate the terms, and we'll certainly know because that's real-time tracking, and the person who does that will get an alert. Police will be dispatched, you will be arrested, and that bond will be revoked, and you'll sit in the jail until you get convicted.
Thank you.
Time. So
April out of caboose.
Exactly how serious this restriction is. All sorts of negative things are going to happen if you don't. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dawson, are you going to have him fill out a new application
Yes.
for counsel?
So they're going to put him on a monitor now. So know where he's at all the time.
Once Mr. Dawson submits the necessary paperwork,
banger.
as, counsel of record, he will be getting all notices about this case as well. I don't know whether they'll be consolidated or not, but you need to make sure that you stay in close contact with him. You're not to leave this building until you go down to the probation department and get your GPS monitor fixed. Anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Very well. Then we will stand in recess.
Man, whatever he did was bad.
Yeah, he's a little piece of crap right there, kids.
Wowzers. I am currently looking at licking.
Currently looking at licking.
See. And also a Susan Camps comes up also. We got to figure it out. That's right. Just me, April, on the some sweet caboose action.
That's right. She's bringing up the rear. Would you like to thank these fine people real quick, Creed? Or
Absolutely. Carol, pass. Oh, did you just have something come up on you?
Ooh, baby.
Get that, poison out. Washington, James, just me, April. Thank you guys so much. I'm the monetary monorail. She's a little short, but she's a cutie.
That's right. She's full of winners today. We appreciate that. If you like this kind of stuff, go and subscribe to We Got a Case. That's our case only channel. And if hey, Bite-Side Cobra Vids, good to see you, buddy. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, go back, watch some of our old episodes. That helps out a lot. Give this video a like, comment down below. Anything else, Creedence?
No, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm over here looking up Sue. I want to find out if it's her. This is a great question over on a Google search about Licking, Ohio, and it says people also ask, what is Newark, Ohio known for? Do you want to guess, if anything?
Meth.
Other than meth, Newark is probably best known for the Newark Earthworks, a series of mounds built by the Hopewell Indians. The remnants of the earthworks still exist today in sites owned by the Ohio History Connection. The more you know.
There you go, kids. That's your fun fact for the day. We'll see you back here at 4:05 for We Got Chase. Until then, use the bathroom. I sure did. Woo!
What is the crime rate in Newark, Ohio? It's pretty high. Shocker, right?
Through the roof.
Did you just do a PSA to go to the bathroom?
Yes, for God's sakes, don't
forget.
I held it and I regret